Sentry, your first mission is to take out these criminals.
I don't want to hurt you guys. Why don't you just turn yourselves in?
No, you don't want to do this, Padre.
You can call me the Sentry.
Please, don't do this. You do not need to listen to her.
Robert, they don't think you're good enough.
That's not true.
Remember?
You can trust me. I know you.
I don't think that you do.
Enough talking! No one messes with the West Chesapeake Valley Thunderbolts!
Thunderbolts?
Hey! No, 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 no! Wait! Oh, no! Alexi, wait!
I'm so glad you're able to catch a glimpse before your
What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television, and one of my favorite bands of all time, Hot Sunday, is also here with me, with us. All right, go for it. Go for it. Hey, go for it. Why we're here today is for me to tell you thank you for stopping by. I hope that today is the day that we earn your subscription. You hit the subscribe bar down below. Today, we're going to talk about Thunderbolts / New Avengers, okay? I know this movie came out months ago, and I don't know what my analysis can be that some other people haven't made or said about this movie. I don't know. But what I do know is I seen this yesterday. I finally got back to catching up on my Disney Plus app, and this was one of the movies I wanted to catch up on. Thunderbolts / New Avengers. And one of the next projects I'm probably going to take a look at, that I've been looking at, is Eyes of Wakanda. But let's get to this. Sebastian Stan is Bucky. David Harbour is Red Guardian / Alexi. Florence Pugh is Elena. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Lewis Pullman is Robbie Reynolds, a.k.a. Bob, a.k.a. The Sentry. Wyatt Russell is John Walker, a.k.a. U.S. Agent. Hannah John Kamen is Ava / Ghost. Allegra Kirilenko is Taskmaster / Antonia. Wendell Pierce is Congressman Gary. Violet McGraw is young Yelena. I just wanted to throw that in because she did have some screen time. And Geraldine Viswanathan Viswanathan is Mel, aka possibly Songbird, because she had a songbird pin on, like a bird type of pin on throughout the movie. And she was going against Miss DeFontaine throughout the movie too. She was willing to go and testify against her. But let's back up, rewind. The movie starts basically with Yelena talking about the fact that she's looking for purpose. She doesn't feel fulfilled since her sister died again. She has yet to be able to find peace in her life. She's been going on missions for Valentina. It's not doing what she's expecting it to do. She doesn't feel like there's a place for her in this world that's worth living. She goes and thinks about the bad things she's done, gets drunk, thinks about more bad things that she's done, and does more bad things as she's thinking about the bad things she's done. That's basically where she's at. She's depressed. If you haven't gotten the point, she's depressed, all right? This whole movie is based off of mental illness and the ability to cope and to live or not to live with certain things that happen in your mind. I too have things in my brain that I need to remind myself that aren't true thoughts to the degree of how I feel about myself and how I feel about the world around me. And I have to remember that my mind frame has a lot to do with that. The paradigm in which you think has a lot to deal with how you view the outside world and how you view yourself. And this movie, I think, has done a really good part with that. Yes, in a realistic setting, the Thunderbolts or the New Avengers, if you will, if they were to really go team versus the Sentry, without holding back, is going to win every time. Okay, especially the biggest complaint about this movie was they were all shoot 'em up guys, right? They're all kicky, flippy dudes with the shields and the pew pews, right? And so who there is going to really be able to go one-on-one with the Sentry? We even seen in the movie Bucky wailing on him with the vibranium arm, which has to be the third arm that he's had, because one was destroyed, the Wakanda's made him a second one, in which I think Rocket stole for Nebula. And so we don't know if he ever got that one back, Bucky. So this might be arm number 3. Let me know down below if I'm mistaken about that. So even with his vibranium arm and his ability to, this man has been an assassin for the last 60, 70 years, up until he got himself better out of the Winter Soldier program. But you know, he wasn't even able to do anything against the Sentry. It was good to see each of these people. Taskmaster, she died right off the bat. What happens is Valentina set all these people up. She had all these people, Ghost, Taskmaster, U.S. Agent, Yelena, out there doing her dirty work. And as things were closing in on her through this impeachment process that she's going through as head of the CIA, she's setting these agents against each other, or at least to die together, and then everything will be tightly knit, you know, crocheted together into a nice sweater, and no one will be any of the wiser. Taskmaster was taken out by Ghost, but what happens after that is with Bob and them, because Bob was chosen to be in an experiment uh, with some blood stuff because he needed money. He's a meth addict and he's at a lowest point in his life, and he deals with emotional and mental abuse by his parents from growing up, that nothing he ever did was good enough. He's just the worst. He is the worst thing to happen since fruitcake at Christmas, okay? That's how he was made. That you would rather have an ugly sweater of a picture of a fruitcake on the sweater than you would rather this kid. All right, that's how they made this kid feel. And no wonder that when he has great power, he doesn't have great responsibility over them, because he lets the void, as he calls it earlier in the movie to Yelena, about that feeling of emptiness, right? It's the void. Well, the void was released and put everyone in, as Elena called it, their individual shame boxes, their shame room, that they face their greatest disappointments. And I want to speak on the U.S. agent's one a little bit, where he's sitting there looking at his phone, and that's his moment of shame, that he's not paying attention to his son. And in a way, like they people were saying, like, oh, wasn't him taking out that guy a shame for him? No, it's not. I'm going to tell you why. In his opinion, when he killed that terrorist, and that man was a terrorist, okay, he was a criminal who killed people, many people. It's not excusing a U.S. agent from killing him in public in front of civilians. He was wrong for that. However, he didn't just do it to an innocent person. He took that person out who just killed his partner, who helped kill his partner, helped kill other people through terrorist acts. That's who he killed in front of civilians, not just some nice guy, okay? But the whole point of Captain America is that you don't do that. You show restraint. That's where his downfall is, and probably where his shame is. Not the act itself, but the lack of restraint and his inability to get past what people think of him, to have him doubt himself as a man, as the hero he thought he was. That's his greatest shame, okay? And leading him to be a man that he's not, which is a bad father and a bad husband. His wife and children, the kid left, everything, okay? I don't think that by trying to portray the man who he killed as innocent, I think that's just, you're trying to make him out to be an ultimate villain. So why are you trying to, if he's an ultimate villain, why is he in a hero perspective? All of these characters messed up. All of these characters have killed for what they thought was the greater good. Okay, and they're trying to make themselves better than that. All of them. Okay. It was good to see Ghost in this a little bit. I think that this movie also was to help get all the Phases 4, 5, and 6 side characters together and tie all that up before they're going to tie some other things up in Doomsday and Secret Wars. The more street level stuff here, I thought they brought together. It would have been great. It would have been great to eventually see Moon Knight come out again somewhere. Even though I wasn't a big fan of She-Hulk, the show, it would have been good to see her somewhere too, in this movie or the next. I don't know why this movie. I don't know really where you could have fit those two, Moon Knight or Jennifer Walters. Uh, oh, yeah, so another thing that Yelena carries around with her is her guilt from when she entered the Red Room and had to kill a friend of hers, her best friend, to eliminate the emotional ties that she will have to not have while being trained in the Red Room. That was pretty. Violet McGraw did pretty well as young Yelena. Um, yeah, again, and ultimately, they beat the Sentry, right? The Sentry falls for Valentina's BS. He himself wants to be a hero also, wants to be a better man, but again lets the void take control, right? And what ultimately defeats him is that the Thunderbolts enter the void, find Bob, and basically give Bob a group hug. And through the power of friendship, they're able to defeat the void. Okay. And as they're surrounding Valentina, she lures them into a news conference announcing them as the new Avengers. And that's basically how the movie ends, outside of the credit scenes, where the mid-credit scene is Alexei and the Avengers dealing with Sam Wilson, suing them for the name Avengers, and Alexei's trying to be like, "Oh, look, it's written Avengers with a Z, so no copyright." Oh yeah, and they're all like, "No, that's not gonna work." So there's a little spat between the new Avengers and Sam Wilson and him wanting to create the Avengers team. And then the very end credit scene is when the 14 months later, the new Avengers are having a mission statement here, and well, not mission statement, kind of just figuring out what's going on with what they're trying to do, which missions to do next. There's a disruption in outer space. There's interdimensional ship coming into orbit, and it's the Fantastic Four ship. And that's where we end with that. Like I said, I don't know how much real analysis you want looking for the movie, because this is a pretty street level movie. The CGI is pretty decent, you know what I mean? For what's in there, I liked how the void looked. In my opinion, I liked the look. I thought where more of the story lies was, the mental illness aspect of it, and the betrayal of the actors, because some of these actors, I'm sure, have to feel some of this in real life, right? The imposter syndrome, so to speak. We all feel like we're an imposter in our life, and I would imagine putting your life at risk every day when you feel like you're not a good person will certainly make you question life a lot, if what you're even doing is valid or not. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we can only answer that within ourselves, I guess, if we can make it worth what we're doing to have a better life. But I just think that if you're looking for mind-blowing fights or this or that, you're going to get a fight. But again, it's the Sentry versus just a couple of super soldiers and regular agents. You're really not going to... That fight's not going to last long. For this movie, the enjoyment is out of the story and the camaraderie that this team winds up building over the couple of hours that the movie plays. I'd like to maybe see a special, or maybe a 6-episode series or something with this team. Maybe. I think we're going to see them in Avengers Doomsday, possibly Secret War. So we'll see if they even survive that whole fiasco, right? I will give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. Uh, I like it, but sometimes the acting is a little over the top or a little like sometimes it's too much jokes and it kind of takes you out of it a little bit. But in an overall sense, I think you'll like this movie more than not. That's my opinion. I think this is one of the better movies that I find. I like it better than Brave New World with Captain America. That's for sure. I liked it better than the She-Hulk show. Um, I like it more than some other projects that have been put out there. So I'm just gonna say it like that. Marvel needs to come big with the next few movies, though, in my opinion. That's my thoughts on Thunderbolts / New Avengers. Let me know down below what you think. Don't forget how awesome and amazing you guys are. And until next time, peace, Snookums.